I had advocated for revenge porn laws in Massachusetts for a number of years. I'm a survivor of it. My ex did it to me. And it was rough. It was, and at the time, you know, going to the Abington police station, and they said, sorry, what your ex did to you is legal here in Massachusetts. We were one of 13 states that did not have any laws. Charlie Baker and Karen Polito advocated for revenge porn laws for 8 years. Didn't go anywhere because of the Democrat state legislature. Senate President Spilka specifically said in 2022, we're not giving Charlie Baker the win out the door. And one of the things that, so I eventually, through hard work and other survivors coming through, you know, and for a number of years, not just me, there were people who were advocating for revenge porn laws long before I decided to say, you know what, I'm going public with what happened to me. It was signed into law under Maura Healey, and I went to the bill signing, and I'm standing in line. My mother wanted me to say hello to her. My mother's maiden name is Healey, but it's L-Y, not L-E-Y, and stuff. So my mom wanted that. I'm standing in line, and Healey's up on the platform, and she has an Irish whisper, and she calls up the aide, and she goes and points and goes, she goes, you see that guy in the purple tie? And I was wearing a purple tie for, you know, survivors. That's the color for the survivors. And the lady goes, yeah. And she goes, him. She goes, I don't want a picture with him. He's on the Republican State Committee. And I saw his gay Republican article in the Herald. I don't want a picture with him. And the legislative aide said, Governor, he's been huge in this revenge porn law business. I'm like, in trying to get it passed. He shared his story, and she goes, I don't care. Like that. And my friend heard it, my state rep heard it, Allison, and because my friend said, you heard that, right? And I go, oh yeah, I'm staying in line. Like that. And so she, at some point, she had her back towards us, and the aide goes, Alex, come on up, like that. And so the governor had her back to us, and the aide goes, oh, excuse me, Governor, I want to introduce you to a survivor who's been instrumental on this legislation and very brave. She starts talking. She goes, oh, it's so wonderful, so nice to meet. Thanks for being here. Like that. And her and I had some conversation and things, and she said to me, she goes, no, thank you for being here and stuff like that. I put my hand out, and I go, oh, Governor, I go, I wouldn't have missed this for the world. I go, and I leaned in a little more, and I go, some things are bigger than politics. Like that. And I gave her a wink. And it's like, it was, because I'm like, you think about it, I'm like, trust me, I was hurt when I heard that. And more so, my father was more hurt than anybody else, because he's like, are you serious? Like, this is about people. This is about lives. But it's like, it's incredible. But, you know, and even our state senator, John Keenan, he got so much malarkey from different people on Beacon Hill that I advocated for the revenge porn bill with him. Like there was a senator from Central Mass who berated him in his office about me, and saying, what the hell are you doing having, he used other words, you know, what the hell are you doing having a Republican selectman advocating for your bill and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's about people. We should be able to come together on issues. And it's like you fight like hell during campaign season, and then when it's policies and trying to help people make government better, make life better for people, shut up and get along. Shut up and work together.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, just hearing you talk about that, it blows my mind that anybody could actually have an issue with such a bill going through.
Oh, well, I'll never forget Senator Eldridge from Central Mass. In February of 2023, he was quoted in the Boston Herald or Boston Globe, one of them, and said, "Oh, I'm paraphrasing, revenge porn doesn't happen here in Massachusetts." And that pissed me off to no degree. Like it was so irritating, and I'm like, and that for me was when I said to Allison Sullivan Almeida and John Keane, I was like, okay, we're going full ham on this now. Like I go, that is ridiculous, and I sat across from him during this judiciary hearing which he was chairing, and I sat across from him, and one of my first lines one from my testimony, and I looked directly at him as I said it. This was the only line that I remembered specifically from my written speech, and I made it a point to look right at him. Was revenge porn is not a faceless or victimless crime. And I paused and just stared at him, like, because I'm like, that was, and there were other people who testified who kind of did similar things, but called him out directly. But it was so disgusting. And like, but then when the bill passed, he's rushing to the cameras and say, "Oh, this is great, for the Commonwealth and stuff like that." And it's like, oh, you son of a gun. You didn't want this to happen. Like, and now that, like, you did everything you could to discredit that this, revenge porn doesn't happen in Massachusetts. Like, but it's, again, like you were saying, it's like, what is the problem with getting behind something like that?
Exactly. I mean, even if you don't truly believe it,
yeah,
like in an instance like that where you're sitting there openly claiming, well, that doesn't happen in Massachusetts. Okay, that's great. Even if that were completely true, having a law like that on the books would criminalize it in the event it did happen in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any pushback to things like that.
Well, then even some of the excuses that other leaders had made was, well, we don't know about the constitutionality of it. We need to make sure. Like, when it happened to me, we were one of 13 states that didn't have revenge porn laws. And when it eventually passed in 2024, it was signed into law in 2024, or when I testified in 2023, we were one of 2 states. So 48 other states had already passed laws. Freaking copy and paste for God's sakes. Like, constitutionality, give me a break. That's an excuse. It is absolutely constitutional to do that.
Yeah, it's a crime. It's blackmail. It's, hell, it could even be considered, what is it? Defamation of character?
Yeah.
In a way.
There are people I know that have killed themselves because of it. I mean, when it happened to me, I felt so hopeless. If Allison wasn't our rep yet. If she hadn't called me after I had called her in the morning, like I was flooring it down Washington Street in Abington, and where the fork in the middle there with the big rock and stuff like that little park. I was flooring it down Washington Street, and I'm like, if she hadn't called, I probably would have kept my foot on the gas, and I probably wouldn't be here. The comforting and guidance that she helped me through it, it was huge. But other people didn't have those avenues, and I was able to confront my ex. I was able to do that, but not everybody else has that opportunity. And that was the reason that I went forward, was because I don't want to see it happen to somebody else. I don't want somebody else to suffer.
Yeah. You want to stand up for others that don't have the same voice that you do.
Exactly. No, and one of the things I said in my testimony was, I don't want to be here, but I'm here because other people that this happened to, they couldn't be here because they're laying in a cemetery. Like, there are people who have been blackmailed with revenge porn, and it's as I said to Eldridge during the hearing, it's not a faceless or victimless crime. Um,